Hello everybody and welcome back to another Deep Oger review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mafex Cyborg Superman from Return of Superman. This figure is my first Mafex figure, and for a first Mafex figure, this is one hell of a job, I will say. I adore this figure. But without further ado, I'll stop rambling. Let's get into his great and many accessories. First up in the package, he comes with these two kind of grippy, angry hands. He comes with a pair of fists. I did want to mention talking about these clear plastic things that you can put the fists on are really helpful, but for some reason this particular one is just really bad at holding the hand. Like, if I don't squeeze it on there really tight, of course it doesn't do it on fucking camera, but if I don't squeeze it on there really tight, it will just fall off. It doesn't matter what hand I have on there, it will just plop off like that, and that really sucks. He comes with a pair of karate flat hands or flying hands. He comes with a pair of relaxed open hands. He comes with one pointer hand for the cyborg arm. And he comes with a very small grip hand, which is for the cape, so you position his hand like that, or whichever way you want, and just slide the cape wire into his hand, and boom, you can have him holding his cape if you wanted to. And one last accessory for the arm, he can pop that forearm off and you get a separate piece right here, which is a cannon, which looks absolutely stunning, by the way. That nice gunmetal color with that very, very nice black wash all over the cybernetic, the cybernetic detail, and these hoses are soft pliable rubber. But obviously just plug that on that way, and getting the cape out of the way so I can get some. There you go. It is a little hard to plug in, but once you get it on there, it's not coming out, so I'm glad about that. And he just looks absolutely amazing with that. He looks very menacing with that. But that's not all of it, the cannon. You get these two, you get these two blast effects, right? Please stand up, okay? You get these two blast effects, which have these nice frosted pieces right here with these kind of spiky spouts right here. And that fades out into the regular transparent plastic, and then fades into another spray of this orangish plastic. And they do have specific plugs, but it doesn't matter which side is which. You can put this one on the bottom or the top. It doesn't really matter because these are made to go together. So you find that there's flat right there, and then the flat on the peg that just plugs in like so, and flat right there, and you flat part right there, and that plugs in on the bottom just like so, and boom, you have the effects plugged in very, very nicely. Sometimes the arm does work away from the joint, but that's okay. The only real complaint I have is that with the effect pieces in, he does have kind of a hard time holding the arm up. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's no real big deal. You can get him in a pretty good holding pose if you really want to pose him like that, or keep him on your shelf like that. But if you want to keep him on the shelf, just beware, because that weight probably will deteriorate the ball joint and the ball where you put the socket, the ball socket. So just be careful with that. And lastly, but not leastly, for this accessories, you do get a stand, which these ports, you can put the stand on any of them and it'll work. But with Mafex stands, as people usually point out, it is kind of a loose stand out of the box. I did already tighten all of these screws, so I don't really have to worry about that. But you do get a clamp hand, a regular clamp hand, and you do get one of these, a cradle. But what sucks about the cradle is it's kind of this it's a hexagon shape in there. And the teeth aren't set up to be flat on the bottom. So when you put it on this, it chooses one of the things to be. You can't have it be straight, which really sucks because the cradle gets the figure the highest in the air, which is what I like with stands. And I know that Mafex stands aren't really for flying poses or whatever, but it'd be nice. It'd be really nice to get the cradle to just sit straight, but it won't sit straight, and I really don't want to try and Dremel that out or anything because I don't want to make it too loose and then I have to, it's just a whole bunch of bullshit. But overall, the clamps work fine. There's a separate piece right here if you just want these clamps for some reason, which I don't understand because you already have this. Whatever. I mean, more plastic makes the figure more expensive, so whatever, Mafex. And you do get this plastic clear rod, which I don't know what it is for, but it does plug into the base. If you guys want to tell me what it's for, please do so. I didn't look at the instructions or anybody else review the figure, so I have no idea what that's for. Now, for the detail on this figure, it is absolutely stunning. You get a very nice blue wash to the hair, which is absolutely beautiful. Whole head sculpt is actually stunning. I love this thing a lot. You get that nice metallic red for the one robot eye. Get the Clark Kent kind of Superman half, which just on its own looks perfect, but compared to the rest just gives it a really menacing, evil look. And no matter where you put his head, it feels like he's looking at you. Unless you put it way far up, then obviously he's not looking at you. But straight, kind of tilted down, and really tilted down, it looks like he's looking at you, which is actually terrifying. I didn't know action figure could strike fear in my heart, but this thing definitely showed it can. Nice dark wash to the rest. The teeth sculpt looks amazing. All that cybernetic detail is perfect. Get that kind of tubular look on the pec right there, and going down all the way around the shoulder. Still a lot of nice wire detail and shielding on the back. Perfect detail, I must say. Very nice tubing on the arm, soft plastic. That kind of pokey outy thing, I'm not sure what it's used for, but it's a nice detail. Very nice pistony detail just all the way around. That kind of holy oval shape that ties down to the oval shape on the thighs as well, or on this thigh at least. Very good detail, just absolutely stunning on this guy. Real quick, I did want to mention, if you're going to get too crazy with the figure, especially up here, be careful of the paint, because I accidentally did chip the blue paint right here. Just be careful you have it aligned correctly before you go cranking on it, and do it softly also, because it really does suck when you chip the paint, especially when it's your first Mafex like it is mine. Very nice glossy red and yellow for the S. Very smooth, nice texture for the regular suit parts. Nice Superman outside underwear with the belt. And very nice baby blue for the actual Superman costume all the way through. Nice red boot. You got some nice detail right here with the cybernetics poking out on his calf and thigh. Very nice sculpted boot. And you even get that same kind of boot V detail right here on the cybernetic piece. That iconic two-toed foot right there. And that kind of continuation of the thigh striation muscle right there, which is absolutely awesome. I absolutely love this design, and I love that this figure just pops right out of the comic and the storyline that this guy is from. It's actually stunning. More into detail with the cape. I do really like the cape. I know a lot of people don't really like what's going on underneath the cape with these kind of chicken leg wire things, but they're fine in my book. They don't really hinder it or make the figure worse in any way, so I don't really care. Very nice tampoed S on the back as well, kind of textured as well. And you do get the wire in it, so you can pose it every which way. But it is a big cape. Like, this is a very large cape. Like, Mafex, from what I've seen, usually likes to add a lot of cloth to their capes, and this is a lot of cloth on a cape, which I don't mind. You can fold it up to get it in a neutral position, and it does help with, especially with the wires, to get it in more actiony poses, which I'll put at the end of this video. So I don't really mind the cape that much. And for articulation, you do have a dumbbell at the neck and then a dumbbell going from the neck into the head. So he can combined look up about that far, which is perfect for flying poses, down very, very far, and you get a very, very great amount of tilt, and obviously side to side. Arm can go up about that far, down about that far, not using that double hinge, but using the double hinge can go down all the way. You do kind of get a butterfly joint a little bit, kind of. And you do get a bicep swivel, can go full 360. Double jointed elbow, gets most of the way up. Very nice ball hinge, kind of Revoltech hinge right here, side to side, and then twist the hand up, which twists the hinge, and you can get up and down, which is perfect. I love that. You previously mentioned you get a diaphragm joint right here, which can go all the way around, can only crunch on itself about that far, and then side to side, obviously. Very nice movement already right there. But that combined with this waist ball joint right here, you can get him crunching all the way back, arcing all the way back, or sorry, crunching all the way forward, arcing all the way back, and get him nice in some very nice crouching, kind of just very nice action poses, especially with how much articulation that waist uses. Drop down hip can go forward about that far, especially because the underwear are rubbery pieces. Creaky, but works. I don't feel like it's too tight or too loose. Can kick back about that far, and beautiful spread. Kind of a thigh swivel, I guess, if you want to count that. Double knee can kick back pretty far. And for the regular leg, not really as far. So that's actually, yeah, not really as far, which is kind of weird. Foot can go down, it can go up, and you kind of get an ankle pivot, but you can twist that around just like the hand and force a ankle pivot out of that, and you get a really super ankle pivot. But moving it just moves the ball joint back in place, and then you have the actual foot swivel working against you, so it is kind of awkward. So whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. And down about that far, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And foot or toe articulation on both feet. And for comparison, here is next to the Earthrise Optimus Prime and the Transformers Classics Optimus Prime. And since I don't have any other Mafex or DC 6-inch figures with me at the time, or any DC figures besides this guy, here he is next to the Transformers G.I. Joe Classified Duke from Tiger Force, I think, and the G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. Here he is next to some Marvel. Here he is next to some Marvel Legends villains. Here he is next to the Transformers. God damn it, the Marvel Legends Doctor Doom and the Marvel Legends Thanos. And I really, really hope Mafex gives us a Doctor Doom, because I think they could knock this figure out of a fucking park, especially if they wired this cloth right here. And lastly but not leastly, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Silver Centurion Iron Man and the Marvel Legends 20th Captain America. And for my final thoughts, I think this figure is downright perfect. There are some issues, like with the cape being a little too big in my opinion, or long. I think the size is perfect. I just don't think that it needed to be this long. But other than that, the paint and the sculpt is absolutely stunning. For my first Mafex figure, I am blown away. I need more Mafex now, which is a rabbit hole I never thought I would go down but here I am. I really, really love this figure, and I really want that Mafex Superman now. God bless my wallet. But overall, I think this figure is absolutely stunning. I love the dark wash that they put over all the cybernetic parts. That gunmetal gray that they used, the metallic paint, just absolutely blows me away. Effortlessly, almost effortlessly, you can get this figure to look bad ass. The hand options are very, very emotive. The head, while being just this static expression, is extremely emotive. And just the cape adds so much, especially with the wires, and it's just such a good figure. I'm going to give this figure a solid 10.5 out of 10. This is my favorite figure in my collection by far. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, leave a like. If you want to see more and you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.